Welcome. This is the homework solution for Monday, January 14th for week 20 of the homework. Alright, we have three problems here. All three problems have the same instructions. We're going to start off each system of these equations by the method of graphing. You have two equations here. We call that a system, and we are going to solve it by finding the point of intersection between the two lines. Each equation here is going to produce a line. Alright, here are the steps. We will be using the steps here to graph. Alright, so to make our lives easier, I'm going to bring up Paint. Alright, and from Paint, we're going to start working on the problem. Okay? Alright, so let me just bring up Paint and we can start working on the first problem. Okay? Give me a second here. Alright, let's just grab Paint. Okay. Alright, so we have the first one here up on Paint. Okay? Please zoom in here. Alright, so here's my equation. I have these instructions, okay? Let's follow them. Alright, so the first one. Okay? This is my first one, and I'm going to be using red for this one. Okay? So for this one, right, it says start at the y-intercept and put a dot. What is the y-intercept here? Okay, the y-intercept for this one, right, looking at the arrow, is -3. So y-intercept is -3. Okay, then what is the slope? The slope is the number in front of the x, not the x, it's the number in front of the x. Okay, so in this case, remember, it's always a fraction. It is a number divided by another number. So in this case, its slope is equal to the number 2 in fraction form. So it's 2, right, divided by 1. Okay? Because there's a top value and a bottom value. Alright, so let's do this. Okay? First of all, we are going to put a dot at the y-intercept. Here, the y-intercept is -3. So -1, -2, -3, right there. Okay? That's where I'm going to put my dot. -3. Okay? -3, because the y-intercept here says -3. Now, I move based on the slope. So, the slope here is 2 over 1. Do you see this is a top number of 2? It says go up or down. It's a positive number, +2, so I'm going up 2. From here, I go up to 1, 2. Do I put a dot here? No, I do not put a dot here, right? I go up 2, but I also have to go right, because that's the bottom of the fraction. So I go up 2, then I go to the right one, right? Because it's 2 over 1. From here, I connect the dots, right? And that was going to be my red line, so okay. Okay, let's extend the line a little bit further. Looks good. Okay, next, let's do the next one. Right? I'm going to call this the blue line. Right? For that one, let's find the y-intercept. The y-intercept is that number, the constant. Okay, so we would say it is +2 is the y-intercept. Y-intercept is 2. Slope there, remember that is the number in front of the variable. Okay, so that, be careful, you see that negative? So it's -3 divided by 1. Because again, it has to be in fraction form. Okay, so that is your slope. Alright. Let's do this. Okay. So y-intercept is 2, 1, 2, right? This is the y. Y-axis is the up and down. You put a dot here. Okay. Slope here is -3, so you go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and across 1 to the right. Okay? Again, -3, that means down 3 to the right 1. down 3, right 1. Okay, so this was where the second dot. Now we connect it with a line. Okay. There you go. There you go. There you go. So here, this intersection here, okay, the intersection. So we call that the solution. Let's just make that green. Okay. All right. We call that intersection. So we call the solution the intersection. That's at the point 1, comma, -1. Okay? This would be the solution for this equation. There you go. Okay? Let's do the next one. Alright. Give me a second here to set it up on Paint. Alright, so we have it up here on Paint. Same process like before. First, I'm going to look at this equation because that's the one I'm going to be doing first. Right? 2 equations because we have 2 lines. Alright, let's look for the y-intercept. The y-intercept is right here. The constant. So the y-intercept here would be what number? It would be 1. Is 1. Okay. What is the slope? The slope is equal to, what's the number? It's right in front of the x. -5/3. Okay. So let's do that. Let's graph that. Okay. So y-intercept is 1. The up and down is your y. And that's the one right there. Good. The slope here is -5/3. What does the -5 on top means? Right? Negative means goes down. So, right, going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see how I physically count it? Physically count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I put a dot here? No, because I have to still go to the right 3. Okay, so -5 means goes down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then across 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we connect it. This was your blue one, so I'm going to use the color blue for the visualization. Okay. Next, let's do this one. Okay, the second one. Okay, use that red. Okay, what is the y-intercept for this one? We would say the y-intercept is that number, which is the constant, right here, which is the -3. Okay, the slope is the number in front of the x, which is -1, 3. Good. So let's put our dots now. Okay. Y-intercept as -3, so -1, -2, -3. Put your dot there. Slope here is -1, 3, so you go down 1 and across 3, right? The top number was negative, that means goes down. The bottom number means goes to the right, so down -1 to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. Put a dot there. Now you connect it. Alright, there you go. Do you see its intersection? I could make it green so you can see it much better. The intersection is right there. Okay? That is the solution. So we would say here the solution, right? Remember, it's always in the format x comma y. Okay, what was x? The x here was 3. So 3. The y here was -4. So there you go. That would be the solution for number 2. Good? You could pause the video if you need to see it in a little bit more detail. Okay? Let me set up the third one and we'll be all set. Give me a moment. Okay, this is our third one. Alright. Again, same process. First equation, I'm going to treat that as my red equation. Right. Let's find the y-intercept first. The y-intercept is that number here, right? You see how it's the number, the constant, which is going to be 1. Then the slope, which is the value in front of the x, which is 4. But remember, we always have to put it in a fraction form, 4 over 1. Okay? Good. Let's graph that now. The number, we start at the y-intercept, which was 1. Then we move based on the slope. Right? Then move based on the slope. So 4 positive means I go up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I put a dot here? No. You still have to go to the right 1. Okay? Now you connect the dots. This is the red equation, so I'm going to use a red line. Good. Next. Okay, let's do the second equation, which is going to be the blue one. Okay, again, the first thing we will have to do is find the y-intercept. In this case, it's that number not touching the x, the constant, which is -2. Okay. Ooh, what about here? Is there a number in front of the x here? Is it 0? No. Right? If you do not see a number in front of the x, right? There's actually a number in front here. It's actually 1. Because 1 times x is just x. But we want it to put it in fraction form. So it's really 1 over 1. Alright? Now, y-intercept, -1. Y-intercept, -2, I mean. -2 is right there. Let's fill that in. And the slope here was +1 over 1. So up 1 across 1. It's right there. Okay. Now we connect the dots. It's the blue line. Okay. Looks like the intersection's right there. Okay. The intersection's right there. Okay. Oh. There you go. What's that point? That's the intersection. We call that the solution. Oh. Is always in the format of what? X comma y. Okay. What was x? The x was -1. What was the y? -3. Okay. There you go. That would be your complete solution for number 3. And that would complete all your solutions for Monday.